हेलो साथीहरु, आज म यस भिडियोमा मेडिकल कमन इन्ट्रान्स एक्जामिनेसन को 2023 साल जुलोजी को MCQs हरु डिस्कस गर्ने छु र यदि तपाईले यो च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गर्नु भएको छैन भने सब्स्क्राइब गर्न नबिर्सनु होला र बेल आइकनलाई क्लिक गर्न नबिर्सनु होला। अब भिडियो स्टार्ट गरौँ। कमन इन्ट्रान्स एक्जामिनेसन CEE Zoology सल्भ क्वेशन पेपर 2023। यहाँ हाम्रो फर्स्ट क्वेशन रहेको छ, which of the following is the character of ascaris? And the options are absence of true coelom and metamerism, B absence of true coelom and presence of metamerism, C presence of true coelom and metamerism, D presence of true coelom and absence of metamerism, and the right answer is option A absence of true coelom and metamerism। अब इसको एक्सप्लेनेशन है। Ascaris is a parasitic roundworm belonging to the phylum Nematoda. Nematodes have a body plan characterized by the presence of fluid-filled body cavity called pseudocoelom. The pseudocoelom is not fully lined by mesoderm, which is why they are said to lack a true coelom. Instead, the body cavity is filled with a liquid that provides structural support and aid in the transport of nutrition and waste products. Ascaris, like other nematodes, does not exhibit metamerism. Metamerism refers to the presence of repeated similar body segment along the length of an organism. This is characteristic seen in some other group of animals like annelids, segmented worms, but not in nematodes. Question number 2. A zoology researcher was roaming around the seashore. Suddenly, he found a white stone pearl-like structure. He knew that it was from the phylum Mollusca. What is it? And the options are A. Physalia, B. Pinctada, C. Mytilus, D. Dendalium. And the right answer is B. Pinctada. अब इसको explanation हेर्ने हो भने the white pearl-like structure found by the zoology researcher is likely a pearl, and the pearls are produced by certain mollusks, particularly in the genus Pinctada. Pinctada species are commonly known as pearl oysters, and they are known for their ability to produce pearls within their cells. This makes the option B, Pinctada, the most appropriate choice in this context. Pearl is formed when irritant or foreign object become trapped within the mollusca mantle tissue, and the layers of nacre, mother of pearl, are secreted around the irritant, gradually forming a pearl. Question number 3. The terminal duct of septal nephridia of earthworm open into, and the options are A. Intestine, B. Paired septal excretory canal, C. Paired supra-intestinal excretory canal, D. Dorsal blood vessel. And the right answer is option B. Paired septal excretory canal. अब इसको explanation हेर्ने हो भने earthworm have a complex excretory system consisting of nephridia, which are tubular structure responsible for excretion and osmoregulation. The terminal duct of septal nephridia in earthworm opens into the paired septal excretory canals. Septal nephridia are located within the segments of the earthworm's body, and their terminal ducts connect to the septal excretory canals. The septal excretory canals run along the septa, which are the partition between segments, and they eventually transport waste and the excess fluid to the main longitudinal excretory ducts. These main ducts are connected to the earthworm's body wall, and they eventually release waste fluid from the body. Question number 4. Which of the following is digit grade? And the options are A. Cursorial, B. Cursorial, C. Arboreal, D. Volant. And the right answer is option B. Cursorial. Explanation हेर्ने हो भने the term digit grade refers to the animal that walks on its toe with the heel elevated off the ground. Among the options you have provided, B. Cursorial animals are adapted for running, and many of them are digit grade. They walk on their toes like dogs and cheetahs. The other options are not digit grade. A. Fossorial animals are adapted for digging and living underground. C. Arboreal animals are adapted for living in trees. D. Volant animals are adapted for flying. So the correct answer is B. Cursorial. Question number 5. Which element present in vitamin B12? And the options are A. Cobalt, B. Ferrum, C. Manganese, D. Calcium. अब इसको explanation हेर्ने हो भने the correct answer is cobalt. Vitamin B12 is also known as thiamine. Contains the element cobalt. Thiamine is an essential water-soluble vitamin that plays a crucial role in various metabolic processes in the body. particularly in converting carbohydrate into energy. The cobalt atom in a component of a thymine molecule's structure and is essential for its biological activity. Question number 6. Eustachian valve found in, and the options are A. Superior vena cava, B. Inferior vena cava, C. Pulmonary vein, D. Aorta. And the right answer is option B. Inferior vena cava. An explanation here over. The Eustachian valve, also known as the valve of inferior vena cava, in a small ridge-like structure located within the right atrium of the heart, near the opening of the inferior vena cava. The inferior vena cava is a large vein that carries deoxygenated blood from the lower half of the body to the right atrium of the heart. Question number 7. Which of the following does not have pinna? A. Prosmian, B. Protheria, C. Eutheria, D. Metatheria. And the right answer is option B. Protheria. Protheria is a mammalian group that does not have a pinna. Protherians are primitive egg-laying animals that have mammary glands but do not have nipples. They also do not have pinna. Therefore, the correct answer to this question is option B. High altitude sickness is due to, and the options are A. Partial pressure of oxygen, B. Carbon dioxide, C. Dehydration, D. Decreased efficiency of hemoglobin. And the right answer is option A. Partial pressure of oxygen. अब इसको explanation हेरने होने. High altitude sickness, also known as acute mountain sickness, occurs when individuals ascend to high altitudes where the partial pressure of oxygen in the atmosphere decreases. At higher altitude, the air is thinner, which means there is a low concentration of oxygen molecule available for breathing. This decrease in oxygen availability can lead to various psychological changes and symptoms associated with the altitude sickness. Question number 9. What happens when a person lives in high altitude for some days? And the options are A. RBC production increases, B. RBC production decreases, C. Size of RBC increases, D. Hemoglobin decreases. And the right answer is option A. RBC production. अब इसको explanation है होने. When a person lives in high altitude for some days, the body undergoes certain physiological adaptation to cope with the lower oxygen level present at higher elevation. One of the key adaptations is increase in the production of RBC, means red blood cells, a process known as erythropoiesis. This is primarily driven by the decreased availability of oxygen due to the lower atmospheric pressure at higher altitude. Question number 10. Which papilla absent in human? And the options are A. Foliate, B. Circumvallate, C. Fungiform, D. Filiform. And the right answer is option A. Foliate. अब इसको explanation है होने. Foliate papilla are not developed in human tongue. These are leaf-like and are situated on sides and base of the tongue. On each border, there are 4 or 5 vertical folds. Their taste buds degenerate in early childhood. Question number 11. Gallbladder location in frog. And the options are A. And the options are A. In between 2 lobes of liver and invisible. B. Between 2 small left lobes. C. Between right and left lobe. D. Between right lobes. And the right answer is option A. In between 2 lobes of liver and invisible. अब इसको explanation है होने. In frog, the gallbladder is located in between the 2 lobes of liver. It is not very prominent or easily visible externally. The gallbladder stores bile produced by the liver and release it into the digestive system to aid in the digestion of fats. Question number 12. Storehouse of material parasite in human body. And the options are A. Liver, B. Spleen, C. Jejunum, D. Kidney. And the right answer is option B. Spleen. अब इसको explanation है होने. The spleen is often considered as a storehouse for certain material in the human body, particularly red blood cell and platelet. It is an organ located in the upper left side of the abdomen, plays several important roles in the immune system, blood filtration, and storage of blood-related components. One of its functions is to serve the reservoir for RBC and platelets. The spleen can store significant number of red blood cells, which can be released into the bloodstream when needed. This is especially important in situations of increased demand for RBC, red blood cell, such as during period of the physical activity or instance of blood loss. Question number 13. Areolar tissue is present between, and the options are A. Integument and muscles, B. Bone and fat body, C. Bone and muscle, D. Fat body and muscle. And the right answer is option A. Integument and muscle. अब इसको explanation है होने. Areolar tissue, also known as loose connective tissue, is indent present between the integument, skin and muscle layer. This tissue provides a supportive and flexible layer that allows movement of the skin over the underlying muscles. It also helps to cushion and protects the muscles while allowing them to move without directly rubbing against the skin. This tissue type is not typically found between bone and fat body, bone and muscles, or muscles and fat body. Areolar tissue primarily role in the context of the integument muscles relationship to provide the transition layer that facilitates the movement and prevents direct friction between the skin and underlying muscles. Question number 14. Heart of human is myogenic due to, and the options are A. SA node, B. Purkinje fiber, C. AV node, D. Bundle of his. And the right answer is option A. SA node. Explanation here. The human heart is myogenic, which means it has the ability to generate its own electrical impulses and initiate its own contraction without external nerve stimulation. The primary pacemaker of the heart responsible for initiating this electrical impulse is a sinoatrial node, means SA node. Question number 15. Thermoregulatory center, and the options are A. Hypothalamus, B. Diencephalon, C. Cerebellum, D. Cerebrum. And the right answer is option A. Hypothalamus. अब इसको explanation होने वाले. The thermoregulatory center is responsible for regulating body temperature and maintaining it within the narrow range to ensure optimal physiological functioning. The primary control center for thermoregulation is located in the brain, especially in region called hypothalamus. Question number 16. Animal maintaining body temperature by, and the options are increasing, decreasing when external temperature is increasing, decreases respectively. B. Increasing constant internal body temperature. C. Increasing body temperature. D. Decreasing body temperature. And the right answer is option B. Maintaining constant internal body temperature. अब इसको explanation है नहीं. Most animals are considered homeothermic or warm-blooded, which means they have the ability to regulate their internal body temperature and keep it relatively constant regardless of the external temperature. This is important because maintaining a consistent internal body temperature allows animal to function optimally and carry out essential physiological processes. Question number 17. Which of the following is depressant? And the options are A. Amphetamine, B. LSD, C. Barbiturates, D. Cocaine. And the right answer is barbiturates. अब इसको explanation करने वाले. Barbiturates are depressant drug that slow down the central nervous system's activity. They are often prescribed as sedative or hypnotics to induce relaxation, sleep, or to induce anxiety. Barbiturates works by enhancing the effect of neurotransmitter called gamma aminobutyric acid GABA, which inhibit the brain activity and produces the calming effect. Question number 18. Which of the following protects covered body? And the options are A. Epithelial tissue, B. Connective tissue, C. Nervous tissue, D. Muscular tissue. And the right answer is option A. Epithelial tissue. अब इसको explanation है नहीं. Epithelial tissue is responsible for covering and protecting the body surface and lining internal cavity and organs. It forms the outermost layer of the skin and lines various internal organs and structures such as digestive tract, respiratory tract, and blood vessels. Epithelial tissue serves as a barrier that helps protect underlying tissue from mechanical damages, pathogens, and dehydration. It also plays in role of absorption, secretion, and sensory perception. Question number 19. Which of the following is first form of life? And the options are A. Cyanobacteria, B. Chemoheterotrophs, C. Photoautotrophs, D. Autotrophs. And the right answer is option B. Chemoheterotrophs. अब इसको explanation है नहीं. Chemoheterotrophs are organisms that obtain energy by breaking down organic compounds from their environment and using them as a source of energy. They also require performed organic compound for their carbon source. These early microorganisms likely existed in an environment where organic molecules were present and they relied on these molecules as their energy and nutrient sources. Question number 20. Which of the following compound give rise to autotroph? And the options are A. Chlorophyll, B. Preservative, C. Amino acid, D. Carbohydrates. And the right answer is option A. Chlorophyll. अब इसको explanation है नहीं. The compound that give rise to autotrophs is most closely associated with chlorophyll. Option A. Chlorophyll is a pigment found in the photosynthesis organism such as plants and algae, and it plays a crucial role in capturing sunlight and converting it into energy through photosynthesis. This ability to harness sunlight and synthesize organic compounds allowed autotrophic organism to produce their own food, which is defining characteristic of autotrophs. In contrast, coacervate, option B, amino acid and carbohydrates, important components for living organism, but they do not directly explain the origin of autotrophic organism. Chlorophyll is especially linked to the evolution of autotrophs because of its role in photosynthesis. Question number 21. During starvation, which of the following of Hydra is highly vacuolated? And the options are A. Muscoepithelial, B. Musculonutritive, C. Secretive cell, D. Gland cell. And the right answer is option A. Muscoepithelial. अब इसको explanation है होने. During starvation, the musculoepithelial cells of Hydra are highly vacuolated. These cells are responsible for both muscular and nutritive function in Hydra. The vacuoles in these cells are thought to store nutrients that are utilized by the organism during period of food scarcity or starvation. This adaptation helps Hydra survive and maintain its physiological functions when food is scarce. Question number 22. Which of the following is true for Protozoa? And the options are A. One cell, one vacuole, one nuclei have cell wall. And the right answer is option A. One cell. अब इसको explanation लेने होने. Protozoa are single cell organism belonging to the kingdom Protista. Unlike multicellular organism, Protozoa consists of only one cell, which performs all the necessary function of life. These organisms are considered unicellular because they do not have a specialized tissue or organs like more complex organism. Question number 23. In male frog, loud croaking is due to, and the options are A. Vocal cord resonating, vocal sacs with air resonating, two pairs of vocal sac, well developed vocal sac. And the right answer is option B, vocal sac with air resonating. अब इसको explanation है होने. Loud croaking of male frog is primarily due to well developed vocal sac that resonate sounds. Male frog croak to attract female and establish territory. The process involves the following step. The male frog takes in air, inflates its vocal sac located on the side of its mouth. The frog then closes its nostril and mouth, creating a closed air system. By using its larynx, the frog forces air from its lung into the vocal sac. The inflated vocal sacs act as a resonating chambers. As the frog larynx produces sound, the air resonates within this sac, amplifying the sound. The resulting sound or croak travels through the environment and can be heard by the other frogs, especially females. This croaking behavior is crucial for communication and mating in many frog species, as it allows male to establish its presence, compete with the other males, and attract potential mates. Question number 24. Which of the following can transmit AIDS? And the options are A. Breastfeeding, B. Kissing, food and water contamination, D. Hugging. And the right answer is option A. Breastfeeding. अब इसको explanation लेने वाले. HIV, the virus that causes AIDS, can be transmitted through the breast milk if the mother is infected with the virus. While breastfeeding can provide many health benefits to infant, in case where the mother is HIV positive, the virus can present in breast milk, potentially transmitted to the baby through breastfeeding. Question number 25. Which of the following is major air pollutant? And the options are A. SO2, B. NO2, C. soot, D. CO. And the right answer is option D. Carbon monoxide. अब इसको explanation लेने वाले. The major air pollutant is carbon monoxide. It is one of the most harmful pollutants. The other gaseous air pollutants like carbon dioxide, oxides of sulfur, nitrogen, hydrocarbons, hydrogen sulfide, ozones, and other oxidants. Particulate pollutants include mist, dust, smoke, fumes, etc. Question number 26. Ultrafiltration is due to, and the options are A. Glomerular hydrostatic pressure exceeding colloidal, osmotic, and capsular hydrostatic pressure. B. Colloidal hydrostatic pressure greater than glomerular hydrostatic pressure. C. Capsular hydrostatic pressure and colloidal osmotic pressure exceeding glomerular hydrostatic pressure. D. Capsular hydrostatic pressure greater than the glomerular hydrostatic pressure. And the right answer is glomerular hydrostatic pressure exceeding colloidal osmotic and capsular hydrostatic pressure. अब इसको explanation लेने वाले. Ultrafiltration is a vital process that occurs in a renal, kidney, glomerulus, a network of tiny blood vessels called capillaries. This process is responsible for filtering blood to form urine. Glomerular hydrostatic pressure (GSP) needs to be the high in high enough to overcome both colloidal and osmotic pressure. CHP, capsular hydrostatic pressure. This ensures that the fluid containing dissolved solute is forced out the capillaries into the renal capsule. Colloidal osmotic pressure opposes the movement of fluid out of the capillaries by exerting an osmotic force that draws water back into the bloodstream. Capsular hydrostatic pressure (CHP) represents the pressure exerted by the accumulated fluid in the renal capsule. This fluid accumulation occurs the filtration process progresses, and it also opposes further movement of fluid out of the capillaries. Hence, option A is correct. Question number 27. Group of taxa which is a verge of extinct if the threat is not managed is called. And the options are A. Endangered, B. Vulnerable, C. Rare, D. Threatened. And the right answer is option A. Endangered. अब इसको explanation है हमारे. When a group of taxa, species, subspecies, or other groups is in danger of becoming extinct if the threat they face are not managed, they are classified as endangered. This is more critical status than vulnerable and indicates that the species is at high risk of extinction in the wild if the effective conservation across are not taken. The term endangered is used in the context of International Union for Conservation of Nature (IUCN) Red List of Threatened Species, which is a globally recognized system for assessing and categorizing the conservation status of species. Question number 28. In babies, an enzyme is found for milk digestion, and the options are A. Renin, B. Chymotrypsin, C. Pepsin, D. Lactase. And the right answer is option A. Renin. अब इसका explanation है होने. Renin is a proteolytic enzyme found in the gastric juice of infant, which helps in the digestion of milk proteins. Pepsin converts proteins into proteases and peptones, that means peptides. Chymotrypsin is a digestive enzyme synthesized in pancreas, which plays an essential role in proteolysis or the breakdown of proteins and polypeptides. Lactase digests lactose, sugar of milk, not protein. Question number 29. Which of the following hormone help in embryo attachment? And the options are A. Progesterone, B. Estrogen, C. FSH, D. Prolactin. And the right answer is option A. Progesterone. अब इसको explanation है होने. Progesterone is a hormone that helps in embryo attachment. It plays a crucial role in preparing the uterine lining, endometrium, for the implantation of a fertilized embryo. It also helps maintain the uterine lining during early pregnancy, providing a suitable environment for the embryo to attach and develop. Question number 30. When there is a positive and negative potential in the membrane before stimulus, it is called, and the options are A. Resting potential, B. Action potential, C. Threshold potential, D. Hyperpotential. And the right answer is option A. Resting potential. अब इसको explanation है होने. Resting potential refers to the electrical potential difference across the cell membrane of a neuron or any excitable cell when it's not actively transmitting signal or responding to stimuli. In resting state, the inside of the cell is more negatively charged compared to the outside, creating a potential difference. Question number 31. A teenage boy was found very calm. Which of the following in CNS depressant making calm and relax? And the options are A. Valium, B. LSD, C. Cocaine, D. Peyote. And the right answer is option A. Valium. Valium is also known as a generic name of diazepam. Is a CNS central nervous system depressant. It belongs to the class of drug called benzodiazepines. CNS depressants are substances that slow down the activity of the brain and central nervous system, leading to effects such as relaxation, calmness, and sedation. LSD, cocaine, and peyote are not CNS depressant. LSD is a hallucinogen that can cause altered perception and intense sensory experiences. Cocaine is a stimulant that increases energy and alertness but does not induce relaxation. Peyote is a type of cactus containing psychoactive compounds, and its effects are more aligned with hallucinogenic experiences rather than CNS depression. Question number 32. Which of the following is a stretchable and waterproof epithelium? And the options are A. Transitional, B. Columnar, C. Squamous, D. Cuboidal. And the right answer is option A. Transitional. अब इसको explanation है होने. Transitional epithelium is a type of tissue consisting of multi-layer of epithelial cells that contract and expand. This tissue structure type is found in urothelium, including that of the urinary bladder, the ureter and the superior urethra, and the gland ducts of the prostate. The transitional epithelium is stretchable and waterproof. The epithelium of transitional epithelium are highly keratinized and contain tight junctions or virtually impenetrable junctions that seal together the cellular membrane of neighboring cells. This barrier prevents the resorption of toxic waste and pathogens by the bloodstream. Question number 33. Parathyroid hormone, and the options are A. Decrease calcium, increase phosphorus in blood. B. Increase calcium and decrease phosphorus in bone. C. Maintain calcium and phosphorus level in the brain. Decrease both calcium and phosphorus in blood. And the right answer is option B. Increase calcium and decrease phosphorus in bone. अब इसको explanation करने वाले parathyroid hormone increases blood calcium level by promoting the release of calcium from the bone matrix into the bloodstream. It activates blood reabsorbing cells called osteoclasts, break down bone tissue and release calcium ion into the bloodstream. Additionally, PTH decreases blood phosphorus level by reducing the reabsorption of phosphorus in the kidneys, leading to increased excretion of phosphorus in urine. Question number 34. When walking in water getting infected with parasites, which of the following can penetrate through the skin? And the options are A. Encyclostoma, B. Schistosoma, C. Eucharia, D. Trypanosoma. And the right answer is option B. Schistosoma. Schistosoma is a parasitic worm that can penetrate through the skin of individuals who come into contact through contaminated fresh water. This mode of infection is commonly known as swimmer's itch or schistosomiasis. When people wade, swim, or walk in the water sources contaminated with schistosoma larvae, the larvae can burrow through the skin, enter the bloodstream, migrate into the various organs such as liver and bladder, where they mature into adult worms. They can lead to schistosomiasis, a potential serious parasitic disease. Question number 35. Which of the following laryngotracheal cartilage are present in frog? And the options are A. Arytenoid and 2 cricoid, B. 2 arytenoid and 1 cricoid, C. 1 cricoid and 1 arytenoid, D. 2 cricoid and 2 arytenoid. And the right answer is option B. Arytenoid and 1 cricoid. अब इसको explanation देने वाले हैं. In frog, trachea is presented by the laryngotracheal chamber. The larynx is a small sac whose walls are supported by 2 arytenoids and 1 cricoid cartilage. Cricoid cartilage is a slender ring surrounding the larynx. Question number 36. Chlorogavan cell of earthworm is analogous to, and the options are A. Kidney of vertebrate, B. Liver of vertebrate, C. Gut of vertebrate, D. Lung of vertebrate. And the right answer is option B. Liver of vertebrate. अब इसको explanation करने वाले. Chlorogavan cell of earthworm are similar to the liver of vertebrate. The cell stores glycogen and neutralizes toxins, are yellowish in color due to the presence of yellow granules called as chlorogosms, and are present in coelomic fluid of some annelids. These cells are derived from the inner coelomic epithelium and helps in excretory function. As most commonly demonstrated in earthworm, they have characteristic vesicular bulging, which store transport substances like glycogen and nitrogenous waste. They take part in the deanimations of amino acid and synthesis of urea. Question number 37. Heart of frog differs from mammal by presence of, and the options are A. Sinus venosus, B. Tricuspid valve, C. Mitral valve, D. 2 auricles. And the right answer is option A. Sinus venosus. The heart of frog differs from the mammal primarily by the presence of a structure called sinus venosus. Sinus venosus is a thin-walled chamber that acts as a pacemaker in the frog's heart, initiating the heartbeat. It receives deoxygenated blood from the various veins and helps regulate the heart rhythm. Question number 38. Watson duct present in, and the options are A. Submandibular gland, B. Parotid gland, C. Sublingual gland, D. Infraorbital gland. And the right answer is option A. Submandibular gland. And अब इसको explanation देने वाले. Watson duct, also known as submandibular duct, is associated with the submandibular gland. This duct carries saliva from the submandibular gland to the mouth, delivering it to the floor of the mouth near the frenulum. Question number 39. Sudden reappearance of ancestral character, and the options are A. Atavism, B. Vestigial organ, C. Analogous organ, D. Homologous organ. And the right answer is option A. Atavism. अब इसको explanation देने वाले. Mutation is a sudden heritable change in the genome of an organism. Heredity is a phenomena of inheritance of characters from one generation to the other. A sudden appearance of an ancestral character is also known as atavism. The trait which were lost in the course of evolution reappears. Question number 40. Treatments for cancer accept, and options are A. Physiotherapy, B. Chemotherapy, C. Surgery, D. Radiotherapy, and the right answer is option A. Physiotherapy. अब इसको explanation लेने होने. Physiotherapy is not primary treatment for the cancer itself. It is most commonly used to address issues related to the physical functioning, mobility, and management that may arise as a result of cancer treatments or the disease itself. The main cancer treatments are chemotherapy, surgery, and radiotherapy, as mentioned in option B, C, and D. यस भिडियोमा मैले मेडिकल कमन इन्ट्रान्स एक्जामिनेसनको 2023 सालको जुलोजीको सबै एमसीक्यूजहरू डिस्कस गरेको छु र यदि तपाईले यो भिडियो मन परेमा लाइक र शेयर र सब्स्क्राइब गर्न नबिर्सनु होला। मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेन्ट कुरा यो च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गर्न नबिर्सनु होला, किनभने हामीहरू अझै अपडेट्सको साथ लिएर आउनेछौँ, हरेक कोर्सेसको साथ यो च्यानलमा लिएर आउनेछौँ। त्यही भएर सब्स्क्राइब गर्न चाहिँ नबिर्सनु होला। थ्यांक यू।